Very rare that you see someone the size of a Cobb in the ring with someone bigger than him, but you know what, Jordan? I don't think Jeff Cobb cares. I think Cobb's still going to try to throw around Galeno Del Mal like he's a cruiserweight.
You know, I spoke to Jeff Cobb earlier on this evening in the backstage area, and I said, how does your strategy change? How does your mindset change, knowing that you're stepping into battle with a man just as big, if not bigger than you? And as referee Scarlett Donovan signals for the bell, he told me, I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to be more hurt tomorrow than usual.
Well, you're in the ring with a guy like Galeno Del Mal. I think any of us would be hurting tomorrow.
Of course, talk about surprise appearances. Surprise opponents. The last time we saw Galeno Del Mal here in a Prestige Wrestling ring in Los Angeles was back at the Respect issue with the shocking entrance of one Moose, another man who rivaled the size of Galeno Del Mal. And on that night, Galeno unable to pick up the victory. So, I mean, Galeno hoping to change the narrative here tonight.
Well, the story there was that without knowing who his opponent could be, Galeno Del Mal pushed Moose to the absolute limit. I think coming into a match with Jeff Cobb, knowing his opponent, flips that script a little bit. I think Galeno Del Mal is ready for someone the size of a Cobb. Little hesitant, both of them.
Again, you do not want to rush into a matchup like that. I mean, would you against Galeno or Cobb?
I mean, these are just two mammoths locking horns.
Yeah, we are prone to hyperbole as commentators. That much is clear. But no hyperbole necessary with either of these men. They are legitimate giants.
Jeff Cobb having a little fun.
And a very good-natured person is Jeff Cobb. Very pleasant to speak to, very kind-hearted, a gentle giant, as it were. But once he steps in that ring, once that bell rings, a switch flips, Farmer.
I mean, Jeff Cobb, we talk about some of the places people have been. Jeff Cobb, another one of those guys, of course, you mentioned the New Japan World Television Champion, was on AEW last night, now here in Prestige. A real warrior.
Galeno Del Mal, not to be outdone. You talk about having fun. El Gigante Hecho Maldad doing the exact same.
Of course, Galeno Del Mal, he's got wrestling in his blood. Yeah, he's from a legacy. He's from a family. So he's not going to get put off by Jeff Cobb having fun games earlier on.
The son of the legendary Dr. Wagner Jr. We're going to see his brother, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. in action a little bit later on tonight against the Blackheart, Leo Rush. But I mean, Galeno Del Mal, a relative babe in the woods, only a 5-year pro, debuting at the age of 17. I mean, this is a young man.
Absolutely. That's why I'm saying, we talked about the spot on the radar, people finally figuring out who this guy is. He is going to be a big deal in pro wrestling over the next few years. Jeff Cobb already is, though.
Look at that. Jeff Cobb with the shoulder block. Any normal man would have been taken off their feet, sent outside the ring. But Galeno, no normal man.
Yeah, most men would have found themselves in the 4th row after getting hit by Jeff Cobb.
Galeno Del Mal barely moves. Galeno going to try his luck, but Cobb not to be outdone.
Cobb's a stout fella. It's going to take a lot to knock him down as well.
It's a real ego measuring contest here between these two.
Oh, yeah.
And the chants of meat ring throughout the Vermont Hollywood. They are bumping. They are slapping Farmer.
Galeno Del Mal, I can't believe it. Actually, I think sent Jeff Cobb back a bit.
Leapfrog for Galeno Del Mal. That is the lucha acumen, the deceptive athleticism, as Galeno Del Mal just took Jeff Cobb off his feet.
That is the deceptiveness of someone like Del Mal. His speed, his lucha libre background, that's what sets him apart from just other big guys.
Neither of these men, your prototypical big guy. Case in point, what the hell are we witnessing?
This is like watching two battleships fly around.
Cobb up and over. There are men half his size who can't do that. And Cobb does it with ease.
And again,
what? Galeno Del Mal, head scissors takedown, takes Jeff Cobb out of the ring.
Someone like Jeff Cobb, who's been around everywhere, I don't think saw that coming from a man the size of Del Mal.
There is something about seeing men this big fly with that kind of ease that just puts a smile on your face. I don't think Cobb or Galeno are smiling. Can't tell under the mask, but something tells me neither of them are smiling. But I mean, it is a joy to watch both of these athletes ply their craft as they beat the hell out of each other on the outside.
And I want to put this into perspective for people who have never seen these two in person and may just see them standing next to each other streaming here. Jeff Cobb's got to be like 260.
Easy,
Del Mal,
easy.
6'5", 300.
And he's only put on mass in recent years.
I'm just estimating that these guys are huge. I know sometimes these numbers, they're a little bit, he is a big guy.
Again, last time we saw Jeff Cobb in a Prestige Wrestling ring was back at Roseland 3, picking up a victory against Ray Horus. That was over 2 years ago. He was huge then. He's gotten bigger now.
And he's gotten better, Jordan. He's a better wrestler as we're seeing the Hurricane Ranas, as we're seeing his ability to fly around that ring. He's not just getting bigger, he's getting better. This is a dangerous wrestler.
Yeah, you don't defeat a Zack Sabre Jr. to become NJPW World Television Champion just by being a big guy. Galeno Del Mal staying on top of Cobb here. A big headbutt followed up with a chop. And let me ask you, Jack, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. These are two big guys. These are two evenly matched guys. Who do you give the edge to? Who's coming out on top?
It's so tough. Del Mal clearly has the size, and he's got that lucha libre background, but Jeff Cobb has been around
does he
for
clearly
so long.
have the size? I mean, he's taller, certainly, but is he bigger? I don't know.
I don't know if the size, I don't know if the weight, but because of the height, I think the leverage is there. I think from pure size standpoint, I give it to Del Mal, but Jeff Cobb has been around far too long.
Basement dropkick into the cover. Reversing immediately. Cobb kicked out, and Galeno immediately transitions into the single leg crab.
What I meant to say is Del Mal.
Yes.
Who I'm picking.
All right, okay, all right. And you're locked in. We're locked in.
Was going Cobb, but then I saw the half crab.
Well, Cobb manages to evade for the moment. Galeno releasing reluctantly. And this is the poise of Galeno Del Mal. He has a focus like some wrestlers who, again, have been wrestling twice, 3 times, 4 times as long. You got to think it comes from that familial pedigree.
Oh, look at that slam, took something out of Del Mal.
And this is gonna take something out of Jeff Cobb. Standing splash! Might have just rearranged the internal organs of the NJPW World Television Champion.
How often do you see someone like Jeff Cobb just get flattened on the mat the way Del Mal has?
Cover! It is rare. I can count them on one fingers. One hand, excuse me.
Fair.
I am beside myself watching this matchup, Jack Farmer. Jeff Cobb doing everything he can to regain a vertical base. It's Galeno Del Mal with a handful of hair. Back and forth. Jeff Cobb, those big right fists. A clubbing blow to the back and a boot to the face.
Cobb just going back to the brawling here, going back to what was working earlier on in the match. Is it too late, though? Look at the way Cobb is holding his midsection. I think that splash earlier on did a lot of damage to Cobb.
And Cobb loves to employ that tour of the islands, that swinging power slam.
Oh!
What? He's got Galeno Del Mal. Galeno goes down.
My, oh my!
Jack, I was going to say, how is he supposed to muscle Galeno Del Mal up if he's that neutralized? Jeff Cobb, he must have heard me. He says that's how. Into the cover. And a kick out. But I mean, that was unbelievable.
Just insane, the strength it takes to do that. I am flabbergasted.
That was a deadlift.
incredible.
That was a deadlift.
And he carried him for a bit.
Hey, Jack, the weight alone is amazing, but then you take into account all the other variables, the sweat from both of these men, the exhaustion at this juncture in the matchup, the hair, the gear, the mask, and Jeff Cobb made it look effortless.
That superhuman strength and that superhuman midsection of Jeff Cobb, I am still blown away. Del Mal.
Whoa! Del Mal just spit in the face of Jeff Cobb, and I'm not sure how wise that was.
Not after getting thrown, that wasn't wise.
We saw it earlier on tonight with Alan Angels and Even Luno in our Prestige Wrestling World Championship match. That only serves to piss off the opposition. Maybe trying to falter the focus of Cobb here. Cannonball from Galeno!
Geez, the phrase "the ring just shifted" is used a bit in pro wrestling. I think it may have just shifted, though.
Galeno Del Mal nursing the back. Lateral press. Hooks the leg. Still not enough.
The fight in Jeff Cobb right now is incredible. What he's been through and what he's had to do to stay in the match this long is just superhuman.
And again, Jack, tonight has been chock full of nothing but absolute bangers. You talk about overused words. You talk about overused phrases in professional wrestling. As stacked a card as we've ever seen, we still have El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Blackheart Leo Rush. We still have Jada Stone versus Vert Vixen. We still have our main event, Shelton Benjamin versus Filthy Tom Lawler. All of that still to come. Galeno Del Mal with a boot across the face. Super kick from Cobb.
So much happening tonight. The Del Mal and Jeff Cobb looking to tear the house down.
Both men with the same idea, going for the clothesline, but neither man going down. They are staggered, but they stand.
I mean, this is like the Hulk versus the Thing, Jordan.
Oh my! Did you hear the sound, Jack Farmer? Did you feel it?
That was the jaw clapping shut after getting hit by a headbutt.
You talk about the Thing. It is indeed clobbering time. And both men smashing into one another. You want to take that one, Jack?
Nah, I'll leave it to the fans.
No vegetarians in attendance here tonight. Jeff Cobb and Galeno Del Mal have endured so much. There's an old saying in professional wrestling, in life in general, the bigger you are, the harder you fall. So yes, these men hit hard, but every time they're taken off their feet with a lariat or a suplex or a slam or a boot, they are hit that much harder. They take that much more damage.
We talked about earlier the pride of being the bigger man in this matchup, and I don't mean the bigger man in being a responsible or a positive person. I mean the bigger man in being the better fighter is really boiling down now, Jordan, as these guys are slugging it out. Neither one wants to adjust their game plan.
Forgive the cliche, Jack Farmer. At this juncture, I think size is all but irrelevant. The only size that matters is the heart. Whoever can dig down deep enough, whoever's heart is big enough and wants it more. Demon Slayer! And Galeno's gotta capitalize.
Jeff Cobb may be out.
Cover! He's gotta be, he's done. No! And again, Jack, we talk about Jeff Cobb recently capturing the NJPW World Television Championship. That title not on the line tonight, but if you're Galeno, you gotta be thinking, man, I beat Jeff Cobb, I'm first in line.
Absolutely. Absolutely you have to be.
Galeno scales to the top. It's always dangerous when a competitor reaches that high red district, but especially a man as big as Galeno Del Mal.
This is like Godzilla and King Kong fighting atop the Empire State Building.
But it's Jeff Cobb sent down. Galeno jockeying for position, but he's not going to get it off that drop kick. Holding on to that top rope for dear life here.
Let's not forget, Jeff Cobb just hit a drop kick on someone who's sitting on the top rope this late in a...
Oh! Oh my God! Huge suplex, and Cobb crawling for the cover. Drapes his body over, but it's still not enough. Immediately into the standing moonsault, hooks the leg. It's still not enough.
What is it going to take to put down the Doctor of Evil?
I'm not sure there's anything that Jeff Cobb can do to put down Galeno Del Mal. Not tonight, not this version of El Gigante Hecho Maldad.
That ring, we've made the comment before, continually being tested, as well as the jaws of each man.
Galeno Del Mal holding onto that top rope for leverage and leveling Cobb with a lariat. Again, going back to that top rope. What is he thinking, Jack Farmer?
Well, you saw the splash earlier from just the ring apron did so much damage to the midsection. Galeno may be thinking, if I hit it from up here, it's a done deal.
Frog splash, and a done deal it must be. No! As close can get.
He's wearing a mask, but I can tell Galeno Del Mal is a very frustrated person under that mask.
I mean, Jack, you could have put a piece of paper between referee Scarlett Donovan's hand and the ring canvas. That is how close it was. Galeno Del Mal taking down the straps. He's got Jeff Cobb up. He's thinking Galeno special, but Jeff Cobb catches him. German suplex, deadlifting the big man.
And you can just see the amount of gravity these men have when these moves hit, and the weight of a clothesline like that.
Folding Galeno inside out like an accordion. He's not gonna go for it. Giving him a tour of the islands. What a war!